Hi and welcome back. This is puffy, hideous hay fever face. And I thought, why suffer alone? I can't be the only person out there that I feel like my eyes are on fire. I suffer from hay fever pretty much all summer long. So I start with hay fever symptoms in my nose for March, April, May, which is tree pollen, and then it goes into my eyes with grass and flower pollen in June and July. And the nose, you just get a red, itchy, annoying nose, and there's a brand, unrelated to this video, there's a brand new nose spray out called Clara Nose, which has just come off prescription for the first time this year in the UK. And the active ingredient is mometasone furoate. And I had trouble reading that, and you know why I had trouble reading that? Because when my eyes are so bad, I can't actually focus them properly. It affects every function of my eyeball. Anyway, if you are suffering from hay fever, this is amazing. One spray from the very first use, all my nose symptoms went. It says it works on your eyes. It doesn't work on your eyes. And what I want to talk about today is what happens when you get, and it might not be hay fever related. For you, it could be hot weather related, it could be allergy related, it could be drinking related, it could be an allergy to a product related. What do you do if you wake up with puffy eyes? And if you know you're going to wake up with puffy eyes, what can you do the night before to prevent it? Because honestly, hand on heart, I could literally rub my eyes now until virtually until they went red and swollen and puffy. It's like my eyes at the moment, a little bit like having an insect bite on your ankle, and you know you shouldn't scratch, and you get that instant relief the minute you scratch, and then the minute you stop, it hurts so much. For me, my weakest point is in the shower. I'm washing my hair, I wash my face, cleanse my face, and then I start to kind of cleanse away my eye makeup, and then I just keep going for a few extra minutes because it just feels so good when you feel like you've got dry, irritated, itchy, insecty eyes. And it's not just the eye, it's everywhere around. So it goes from the eyebrow down to here, and it's particularly bad all on the inside around the tear ducts. Now, this is what you need to do. I'm going to look at some medical things, and I'm going to look at some cosmetic things. For a start, when I went to the opticians recently, she told me I had dry eyes, and I think it's just at this time of year. So I do wash them out frequently with a dry eye drop, and this is the equivalent of hyaluronic acid for your eyes. My eyes don't feel dry at all for 6-9 months of the year, but it's really bad in summer. So this is Boots dry eye drops, the equivalent of hyaluronic acid. In fact, the first ingredient is hyaluronate, which is obviously hyaluronic acid, the salt of hyaluronic acid. And I just wash them out regularly. And what it does is it literally flushes the pollen out of your eyes. It just makes them feel better. One. I then use an antihistamine eye drop, and this is Etrigan Antizan. For me, I've tested all on the market. It appears to be this one. It stings like hell when it goes in. You use it once or twice a day at most. So that's why when you use, if you're caught out midday, I use it the minute I get up and sort of, I tell you when the pollen count's really bad, as the sun rises and the sun sets. So for me, I use it the minute I wake up, and then when the sun starts to go down towards the end of the day, you'll notice the pollen count go up. And then I sleep in a silk eye mask. And the reason I do this is purely to block the pollen overnight from reaching my eyes. This is a really old one. I couldn't even tell you where it's from. It's super soft. I've washed it. It's all stretched and out of shape. Just look for a nice cotton or silk. I like silk eye mask. I don't think it does anything in the sense of miracles. All it does is block the pollen from getting in your eyes. And then you have practical physical things you can do. You've seen this. This is the infamous Jones Primark. It's little micro bubbles that you put. Jo says she puts it in her freezer. You can't put it in your freezer. It will set hard. But if you put it in your chiller cabinet, where you keep your salads, or you put it in your fridge, in the morning it's lovely. However, you don't need it all over your face. So what I did was I went out and got the eye equivalent from Primark. And it's a really nice one. The only problem with it is, obviously, you can't see what you're doing. So it's not like you can put it on in the morning, and with this one, you can put it on in the morning and you can make your tea, have your breakfast, you know, all those things. With this, it covers your eyes. So you've always got to get up in the morning, take this one off, rush downstairs, make a cup of coffee, lie back in bed. It's going to take 10 or 15 minutes to work. If you put it in the freezer, it's going to be uncomfortable. If you put it in the fridge, it's going to be very cool, but it's going to be very soothing. However, in a recent video, I mentioned this gadget from Cryo Press 001. And this is what I love about you guys. It's quite expensive. And this is what I love about you guys. You all slid into my DMs, slid into Facebook, slid into Instagram and went, don't spend that. There are millions of dupes on Amazon, and there are millions of dupes on Amazon. Just look for a cryo cooling face roller. They're very clever. This stays cold for so long. I've been prepping to do this video for a while now, and it's really funny because this is still super cold. And what you do is you literally roll across your face, and actually if you haven't got eye makeup on, it sits, not when it first comes out, it's super cold, but after a few minutes it sits really nicely in your eyes. I was sitting there this morning, I mean look, to be honest, my face is still super puffy. My brows have come down. I mean, it just doesn't feel good. I look like I've been up for 3 or 4 nights on the trot at Glastonbury drinking a lot. I haven't. So honestly, hand on heart, that works. But don't spend that much sort of money from them. I was with Charlotte Tilbury the other day. Charlotte Tilbury suffers exactly the same. She came up to me and went, darling, look at my face. Oh my God, why is the pollution and the pollen so bad in London? And I just said, go onto Amazon and get one of these. Charlotte, if you're watching, or somebody from Charlotte's camp's watching, this is the one you need. Not this one. Just go onto Amazon, get a cryo face roller. They actually come smaller specifically for your eyes, but I like it all over. I can't tell you, on the hottest day, we've just had a 35-degree day in London. I just kept rolling back up and down here. So this is your jugular vein, where your the blood, one of the main feeders up to your head. And if you just roll that, what it does is it cools the blood flow. Oh, it feels so nice, honestly. I think the cricket was on. I was bored. I was just rollering myself. It's such a nice product. Just get it the cheapest you can. Don't worry about brands, get the cheapest you can. And by the way, for whoever that was, 2 or 3 people, whomever that was that said to me you can get it cheaper, thank you. Now, what can you do in terms of eye products? Because honestly, hand on heart, most eye products, they purely have a physical action, i.e. something like this, which is a Neostrata Intensive Eye Therapy, is a really nice gel cream formula. If you put it in the fridge and you dab it on your eyes in the morning, it is going to calm, but it's a physical action. It's not the active ingredients that are calming and soothing. It's the cooling of the temperature. So it's the equivalent of this. Finally, there is one active ingredient to look out for in eye products, and that is caffeine. Now, The Ordinary were the first people to really shout out about caffeine in a serum, and it was a sort of clear hyaluronic acid based, used to go quite crystally and quite sticky, and I didn't find it pleasant to use. I feel like it's an eye when you get to my age. I feel like it would work really well on young skins because essentially you've got fluid retention but the skin is firm. When you get to my age, you've got fluid retention and the skin is still baggy and wrinkly. So you need something to hydrate the surface while delivering the caffeine. And for me, the best product by far is, and I've talked about this before, is the Inculus Caffeine Eye Cream. And the reason is because they've delivered hell of a lot of caffeine, but in a sort of really lovely, even that going on my hand now, and it's been sitting in my office for a while, a really beautiful gel cream texture. So I would put this on at night, almost like an eye mask, put that on top, use my drops during the day, wake up, roll it and cool the hell out of my face. Or just take your normal eye gel and pop it in the fridge. Just put it in the door of the fridge. Don't put it somewhere super cold. And look, still baggy, still puffy, but God, if you could have seen me at 7 o'clock this morning, I swear I woke up, my eyes were crusty and sore and swollen. I looked like I'd gone 10 rounds with Rocky. So, you know, these things do work. Also, I've got to the point now where for 4 or 5 months of the year, I literally cannot film until about 1 or 2 o'clock. My eyes just take that long to settle down. There are 2 other things you can do. The more you exercise, and by that I mean some sort of get your heart pumping, especially inversions. So yoga, Pilates, anything where your head is below your heart, you will flush the fluid out. It will, I promise. The other thing you can do is to try and reduce the sodium in your diet, that's the salt in your diet, and increase the potassium in your diet. Because it's the sodium and the potassium levels that regulate your fluid levels. So if you are prone to fluid retention anywhere on your body, and if you're prone to bloating, you need to up your fibre and potassium levels. And the best thing about that is all potassium rich foods are also rich in fibre. And you've got oranges, grapefruits, avocados, all types of melon, cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon, sweet potatoes, beans are really rich in potassium, bananas are rich in potassium, broccoli, coconut water. If you are stuck, you want to drink last thing at night before you go to bed, and you want to increase your potassium levels and reduce your sodium levels, drink coconut water. Also, it's cooling and refreshing. So I really hope that's helped. Look, nothing is perfect. These eyes are still super itchy and super puffy and not very pleasant. I'm so sorry. But I thought, why go through this and try and hide this problem and heal this problem and not share it with you? Ooh, that's quite nice. Maybe I just need a brow lift. Just looking at myself in that monitor. It's a problem that for me I've had my whole life. It runs in my family. I've always suffered from hay fever from going through puberty. I've always suffered from puffy eyes. I've always suffered from fluid retention. I've got quite low blood pressure. So I just thought I would share my little kind of hints and tips. And I really hope it helps, because if you are anywhere hot and sticky and the pollen count and the pollution count is high, the chances are you are going to suffer from puffy, annoying, itchy eyes. Let me know what you use. Let me know if you can find a miracle eye cream or gel that works. If all else fails, the best thing about summer is this, right? Just put the biggest sunglasses on and hide. I think I might fast become one of those annoying people that wears sunglasses inside, but it's just to save people from the enormity of the face. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I will see you soon. Bye.